when they leave me behind. Look, it's Shadow. I really gotta stop whining. Everyone's trying their best to help out, and so must I. Shadow, we need you. Please help us.
It's all going according to plan. There's no reason for me to help them. Besides, there's no way to save anyone.
There has to be. I know that people fight over the most trivial things. Some people may be selfish, like the professor said. But they're basically good if they try their best and never give up on their wishes. They always have a reason to be happy. That's why you should help them out. Saving them is a good thing. Shadow, I beg you, please do it for them. Give them a chance.
Shadow, I beg of you, please, do it for me.
Maria!
Provide a future for all people who live on that planet. Give them a chance to be happy. Let them live for their dreams. Shadow, I know you can do it. That's the reason why you were brought into this world. Sayonara, Shadow the Hedgehog.
I promised her, and I must keep that promise. That's what Maria wished for. I've got to go now. I have to keep my promise to Maria and you.
What's that? It looks just like the shrine of the Master Emerald.
They probably designed the core like the shrine to harness the power of the Chaos Emeralds.
All of you ungrateful humans who took everything away from me will feel
Knuckles,
my
here it
loss and despair. All of you ungrateful humans who took everything away from me will feel my loss and despair.
Could this be the prototype of the ultimate life form that was supposed to be encapsulated?
Leave this one to me.
Shadow, what are you doing?
I'll take care of this while you run to get the Chaos Emerald.
So now we have the Bio Lizard, the prototype of the ultimate life form, the hardest boss in the game by far. Fun after you know what you're doing, very difficult if you are 10 and playing this game for the first time. But yeah, bottom line, Shadow is the ultimate life form, 100% confirmed. This is the Bio Lizard, the prototype. Does it make sense? Fuck no. How do you get a giant, like, 8 million pound lizard, and then instead you go to a black hedgehog? I have no idea. But he's the prototype, so basically Shadow realizes, I'll talk more about that cutscene if I haven't already, but the Shadow Maria thing, and Shadow realizes Maria, he wanted to get revenge for her, but then he realized even after she had been shot, which is what killed her, she still wanted to save the human. She still liked the human. She understands that it's not their fault that she got shot by the military. And Shadow remembers that. Now, if I haven't mentioned it already, I should, or I will, but Shadow's memory has been tampered with. I'll talk about it if I haven't. If I have talked about it, then I'm repeating myself. But yeah, so Shadow realizes he needs to do good, and so he goes to help the guys, and then he finds the prototype to the ultimate life form. And thanks to Rouge, he knows what the prototype looks like. He knows what it is. So he rolls up to the prototype. He's like, "No, bitch, I'm the real fucking deal." And then he comes out here, and we're bitch smacking this dude, because he's the prototype. He ain't the completed form. That's us. We're the ultimate. So yeah, I suppose I should talk about how the boss battle works. He chases you with his mouth. If you run too far away from his mouth, he'll chase you with his tail until he gets tired. Then when he gets tired, he'll spit out these balls, and they're either on the ground and you have to jump them, or they're in the air and you have to somersault underneath them like I poorly did there. And then after he spits out these electric, like, black death balls or whatever a few times, he'll get tired. When he gets tired, you come up here, you homing attack, you grind up his back, you hit him in the core, and he takes damage. After so many times of that, he'll chase you again, and then we'll see where the boss fight goes from here, because it's about to change up. And then I'll explain that when we get to it. But as of now, you just kind of run, you make him tired. You have to jump over the river. If you fall in the river, it will take you downstream very, very fast. You have a very... oh, there's the tail chasing me. I got too far away from his mouth. But you have a... oh, shit. I'm too close to him. You have a very short amount of time. Oh, shh. I'm too close to him. It's hard to read what he's going to do. Yeah, I need to get away. Okay, so we're going to come back a step. Because it was just... I'm still bad at it. It was just too hard to read from that far away. Forgot what I was talking about. I had some... oh, here we go. I have to pause for 1 second. Sorry about that. My cat was getting into something he shouldn't have. Anyways, this is the next step in the boss fight. He shoots out all these pink balls, and they're going to be flying at me. It's actually good I paused so I can explain this. They're going to be flying at me one at a time, and I have to homing attack them to elevate me. Once I'm elevated high enough, once I get close enough to his core, then I can hit it. We don't get to grind. We don't get a free ride up to hit his core now. We actually have to work for it. So here we go. And I missed the first one. Homing attack, homing attack, homing attack, and hit it, and there you go. That's phase 2 of the boss fight. There's a phase 3 where it gets even worse. But I was really bad at dodging those electric balls last time. I don't know why. My gauge must just have been wrong. Don't pick up all the rings. Never pick up all the rings. Only pick up one at a time if you can help it, to be honest. Ooh, he almost got me. Oh, shit. Yeah, only pick up one at a time if you can help it, because if you get hit and you don't pick your rings up, there's only 4 places for rings, and if you run through all of them right in the beginning, it's very easy to run out of where to pick up rings at. Just keep that in mind. Roll, roll, jump, jump. And then here we go with phase 2 again. Yeah, leave the rings there because these balls can mess you up, and you never want to be completely out of rings if you can help it. Oh, shit. Okay, I thought I was going to hit the other one. All right, see, this is why we save rings. Right? This is why we save rings, right? Yeah, that's why we save rings. Okay. So now that I have rings, we can try this again. But the longer you wait, the less balls there are to homing attack. And the less balls there are to homing attack, the harder time you're going to have trying to get to the Bio Lizard. Because they're more spread out, therefore making it even harder for you to get there. This is phase 3. This is his last hit. This is the hardest if you don't know what you're doing. So now he has pink balls he's going to be throwing at you, and you're floating here, right? You can't actually do anything. So instead of just trying to charge him right away, because you have to get to the core, that's how you hit him. Instead of just charging right away, wait a little bit. Do what I did. You saw how I goofed around for a little while? Okay, one more hit and I'm down. This is stupid. I shouldn't be doing this. Oh my god, I got lucky there. Anyways, go around and wait a little while. Wait for him to shoot a few balls at you. That way the path is clear, you know what I mean? If the path is cleared, if you wait until balls get shot out of the way so that way they're gone, then the path can be clear, then you can make your way to them. I got super lucky right there for not dying, but that's how you handle the Bio Lizard. It's actually my first try. I'm shocked.
The servers are the 7 Chaos. Chaos is power. Power is enriched by the heart. The controller is the one that unifies the chaos. Only you can do this. Stop the Chaos Emeralds! Is it gone? Is that what Chaos Control is? Since we've stopped the Chaos Emeralds, why is the space colony still on a crash course to Earth? Sonic?
Knuckles, you look like a fucking dumbass. Okay, so we're going to recap right now. Basically, what's happened is Knuckles had the Master Emerald, which, as we know, has the power to stop the Chaos Emerald. So Knuckles went up, stopped the Chaos Emerald, so they were going to stop their collision course from the Space Colony Arc to planet Earth. Shadow defeated the Bio-Lizard, knocked him down. He wasn't a problem anymore. The Bio-Lizard has a fail-safe where he basically shoves, as you can see, shoves the core of the cannon there straight up his ass, as you'll see when I undo it. I don't know why nobody's pointed it out before, but he just shoved the core straight up his ass. Anyways, he fuses himself with the arc, with the cannon's core, with the whatever the missile's called, the Eclipse Cannon. He fuses himself with that, and then he makes the cannon go there. He uses his body to propel the arc to the Earth. It's a fail-safe. In case all else failed, this thing is going to fuse itself to the thing. It's going to make it there. So now Sonic and Shadow use the power of the Chaos Emeralds. If you're new to Sonic games, Sonic's always been able to go supersonic when he gets all 7 Chaos Emeralds. Basically what happens is we're invincible right now. Our rings cannot be drained. Well, no, our rings can be drained. Our health cannot. We can't be hurt. Nothing that hits us, it can knock us back. It can't hurt us at all. But our rings can be drained. As you can see, I have 49 rings right now. They're going to go down by the second. If I'm about to run out of rings, I can fly over to the other side. I'll tag Shadow in. If I'm not about out of rings, I'm going to be trying to hit these boils on the Bio-Lizard's body, and the boils hurt him. And then he'll be using more and more tactics to try and stop us from hitting the boils as the fight goes on, as you'll see. The reason I'm explaining all of this to you now instead of while playing is because what you're about to hear is Live and Learn. This is the main theme of the entire game, and this scene is too epic for me to mess up with words. So I'm just going to let this play out. I'm going to play the game. And I want you guys to sit back and watch and enjoy and listen.
Sonic, Shadow, can you hear me? You need rings to stay supercharged. Or your rings are never create
I must destroy all the evil the Professor has created.
No way that's getting through!
Shadow, I beg of you,
Maria!
give them a chance to be happy.
Now, Shadow! Chaos Control!
Maria, this is what you wanted, right? This is my promise I made to you.
Where is Shadow? Do you really think that the Professor created him, oh Shadow, to carry out the revenge on all those who live here on Earth?
He was what he was. A brave and heroic hedgehog who gave his life to save this planet. Shadow the Hedgehog.
I guess you're right.
As a child, I looked up to my grandfather because of all the great things he accomplished in his life. He was my hero, and I wanted to be a great scientist like him. But did he really mean to destroy us?
I don't know, but what I do know is we all did it together.
You're right.
So what's next for you, Rouge? Off again to find those jewels you love so much?
Nah, I think I'm gonna give up this line of work. Too much work for too little pay. Anyway, I've got something better than jewels that I'm thinking about right now. It'll all work out, you'll see.
If you say so.
Created the ultimate life form.
What's the matter, Sonic?
Oh, it's nothing. Come on, let's go home to the planet as cool and blue as me. Sayonara, Shadow the Hedgehog.
Can you feel life moving through your mind? Ooh, looks like it came back for more. Yeah! Can you feel time slipping down your spine? Ooh, you're trying to ignore. Yeah! But you can hardly swallow your fears and pain when you can't help but follow and puts you right back where you came.
can't get enough of that song. Anyways, that's my Sonic Adventure 2 battle playthrough. As we know, because he's in future games, Shadow doesn't die there. He falls back to Earth. They originally intended for him to die there. He was too much of a fan favorite, so they brought him back. Now, there's a lot of people who believe that that Shadow should have absolutely 100% stayed dead there. And to an extent, I disagree with them, but not entirely. I love Shadow. I was one of the people who wanted Shadow to come back. He's my favorite video game character of all time. However, when I say... Hold on, this might be a cutscene. Oh, you unlock boss stages, time attacks. You try to beat the bosses as fast as you can in this game mode you unlock once you finish the game. But anyways, there's a lot of people who believe Shadow should have stayed dead. And to an extent, I disagree. I wanted Shadow to come back. But when I say Shadow is my favorite video game character of all time, I am talking specifically about the Shadow from this game and perhaps the one that carried on into Sonic Heroes if you've played that. The problem is that after Sonic Heroes, Shadow as a character changes so much. Shadow gets what I like to call Vegeta syndrome really bad, where it's just... whatever Sonic's doing, he's like, oh, fuck you, I'm going to go do my own thing. Or get out of my way, Sonic, I'm doing my own thing. Shadow has a stick up his ass. From after this game and then Sonic Heroes happens, and every game after that, Shadow has a stick up his ass, and he's just that snarky dude. He's just as good as Sonic still. That doesn't change. Their abilities don't flex in any way. But Shadow, again, just nose up his ass the whole time, stick up his ass. He's just like, oh, you're Sonic? Well, screw you, Sonic. I'm better than you. And he devolves so much as a character, and that's why I don't like him from here on out. So when I speak of Shadow the Hedgehog, I speak of the Shadow from this game. Now here in a minute, I'm going to cut to a different thing where I give you guys backstory. There's a lot of unanswered questions to Shadow, and the unanswered questions are some of the stuff that makes him my favorite character. It's all the stuff that happens in the story mode and stuff with him that doesn't get explained here, but gets explained in a future game called Shadow the Hedgehog. For the record, I will not be doing a playthrough of Shadow the Hedgehog. 1, because it's on a PS2, I don't have that. 2, because it's a game I never bought. And 3, because the game overall as a whole sucks. I love Shadow to death. I love Shadow as a character. The game Shadow the Hedgehog is not a good game. But review of Sonic Adventure 2. Cannot say enough good things about this. You're not painting, with the exception of maybe Mad Space and Meteor Herd, you're never painting your way through the treasure hunting missions. Some of the times they're enjoyable, but they never like suck, except for maybe those 2 levels. Most of the mech levels are really fun levels. You're never painting through mech levels. In fact, I replay mech levels for fun every now and again. But by far, above and beyond, the speed levels are the best part of this entire game. Sonic and Shadow's levels. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Can't say enough good things about this game. I give it a perfect rating. I know the game in itself is not perfect, but a playthrough as a whole is about all you can ask for it. So 100% get this game. It's on the PlayStation Store for like $15, and you also want to get the $5 battle pack if you're going to be using Chao and or playing with a friend. So $20 total. It's not a lot. It's super cheap, unless it's gone down since then, because I got this a couple years ago. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and cut to... there's not a lot to say about the game. I told you everything I want to tell you in the playthrough as to how it's good and bad. But right now, what I'm going to do, and I might make a separate video on it if I don't. If I don't cut right now, I'm going to make a separate video on it. But we're going to cut to... I have an explanation of Shadow, a lot of questions that didn't get answered, and it explains Maria. It explains why Shadow was so confused the entire game. It explains Professor Gerald's perspective and what he was doing. The Eclipse Cannon, there's a whole alien race we don't know about that involves the Eclipse Cannon. Yeah, I'm going to cut to that right now, so let's go. Okay, so I'm here now to clear up 100% all of the confusion with Shadow and why a lot of his stuff doesn't make sense yet, and it will. But first, I forgot to mention one thing, and it's his interaction with Sonic in the last fight. Another reason why he's one of my favorite characters is, and he changes. Like I said before, he gets a stick up his ass. He's like, he won't ever admit that Sonic's better than him, or that he likes Sonic at all, or that he's happy in any way. Pretty much, he's just that jerk, you know what I mean? That's who he is in future games. In this one, it's so different though. That's why I like this version of Shadow. If I remember to leave it in, there's a part where Sonic and Shadow they're flying around, they're beating up the Bio-Lizard. Shadow actually looks at Sonic and he says, "Sonic, I think I found the ultimate life form. I think it's you." And it's just a nod to how great Sonic is. And it's in future games he would never do that, and that's why I prefer his character so much in this one. He develops, he has his own style. He's not just a Vegeta syndrome jerk, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. But anyways, moving on from that, we're going to clear up all the weird stuff about Shadow. So first of all, Maria was on the Ark. Professor Gerald took Maria to the Ark, and I'm going to make a whole really elaborate version of this. This is just a summary, but if this video goes on too long, I'll make it its own thing. I won't add it on to the end of the last one. But anyways, I'm going to make a really elaborate version of this later on, so I'm not going to get too much into details, just to kind of cover the basics here. Professor Gerald built the Ark and brought Maria to it. Maria had some kind of terminal sickness, some kind of terminal illness, something that was going to kill her eventually, right? And so Professor Gerald started working on the ultimate life form. And the goal of the ultimate life form originally was going to be that his DNA was going to have some kind of cure in it. His DNA was going to have everything. That's why it's the ultimate life form. It's going to have a little bit of everything. But bottom line, his DNA was going to be perfect. And his perfect DNA, the idea is that it was going to be able to be infused with sick people and make them better. That was Professor Gerald's vision. Well, Gun Unit, or the government, however you want to refer to them as, got a hold of the information, and they decided to raid the Ark. I'm getting ahead of myself. First of all, we have to bring in this alien race I haven't mentioned. This is all explained in Shadow the Hedgehog. That's why we don't hear about it in this game. But anyways, in order to be able to make Shadow, you can't just have perfect cells, right? Professor Gerald comes in contact with this alien race, and they have the genes that he's looking for. They say, hey, we're going to give you a little bit of our alien race to mix with your studies or whatever you have going on, and that's going to be able to make the perfect thing. That's how he got the genes that were able to make Shadow. And the deal is that 10 years from now, Black Doom gets to come back, and he gets to basically run the Earth. The Earth gets to be his. He says, you have 10 years, and then after that, we're going to come back and run the Earth. So this is why Gerald builds the Eclipse Cannon. The Eclipse Cannon was never once meant to be fired at the Earth. It was always meant to stop Black Doom when he came back in 10 years. So that's why that exists, as we come to find out. But anyway, so he starts working on Shadow, the Ultimate Life Form. He gets him almost complete or entirely done. Maybe he wasn't finished working on it. Maybe his studies weren't finished yet. I don't know. But Gun Unit catches wind of this, and they show up to stop him. Now, keep in mind, they don't know the Eclipse Cannon is there yet, to the best of my knowledge. So they're ignoring that. They're only there for Shadow, because they see Shadow as some kind of threat. And I guess they got the go-ahead to open fire on everyone, just so long as they kill Shadow, which they didn't do, because as we see, Maria actually takes a bullet. It's not well illustrated here, but Maria actually takes a bullet for Shadow. Foreshadowing. Anyways, Maria takes a bullet for Shadow. She's going to die, and she sends him out in an escape pod, which sends him to Earth, which is where he meets up with Gerald later. But anyway, she sends him out in his escape pod, and then she dies there. Now, the reason it took Shadow so long to remember this is because once he gets to Earth, I guess Gerald wasn't on the Ark at the time he found out, or he managed to hide or something like that, but I don't think he was on the Ark. But once Gerald finds out, he finds out Maria died. Like he said, he goes insane. He blames people for what happened, so he chooses to alter Shadow. He alters Shadow's memories. And he makes this plan where he re-rigs the prototype of the Ultimate Life Form to set, the Ark on a crash course or defend it if he can, like we saw in the game. He alters Shadow's memories to want to get revenge for Maria by carrying out the new plan that he's made. And of course, the new plan is that once the 7 Chaos Emeralds get assembled, the Ark just slams into the Earth. And that's why the Eclipse Cannon wasn't just going to fire at the Earth automatically, right? Because the Eclipse Cannon can kind of be controlled. As you can see, Eggman almost had a handle on that. With the 6 Chaos Emeralds, he knew where he was shooting the Eclipse Cannon at. But once the 7 one got in, Gerald's new plan got instated, all the programming came out and everything. And they got to they got to ramming it in the Earth. So that's the backstory on. I'm pretty much sure I covered everything. Go ahead and leave a question down below if you have any. But that's the main gist of it, is he altered Shadow's memory. So Shadow couldn't remember exactly what happened. He changed it to make Shadow think Maria wanted revenge, or that he needed to get revenge for Maria, and he needed to carry out this new plan, when originally Shadow's design all along was designed to save humanity. And that's kind of where Gerald's coming from. Even though he goes insane and tries to kill everyone, he was working on Shadow, who was going to save everyone from any kind of terminal illness, right? He was, in his mind, he's going to save humanity, and then humanity shows up and shoots his granddaughter Maria, who was like the only one he loved, you know what I mean? So that's going to wrap it up here. A lot of people think Sonic Adventure 2 got too deep, but I love, even though it's got plot holes, even though there's certain parts that don't make all the sense in the world, I love the story that Sonic Adventure 2 has to death, especially once you find out more of the backstory on Shadow and Gerald. But that's going to wrap it up here. Again, I want to thank all you guys for coming out, watching the Sonic Adventure 2 playthrough. There will be at least one extra video, probably 2 or 3, And of course, I'm probably doing Chow Garden by this point, which will be nice. And I have no idea. I don't know how long Chow Garden's going to be. I don't know how many parts it's going to be, but I know it's probably going to take me a while to film all the Chow Garden stuff I want to. So that's something else to keep in mind. It's been a fantastic playthrough. I will probably never be able to play a game this good again. And I don't mean like my skill-wise. I didn't play this game to the best of my abilities, but it's just such a damn good game. And I'm probably biased because Shadow is my favorite character. But that's going to do it here. I want to thank all you guys for coming out. I hope you enjoyed the Sonic Adventure 2 battle playthrough. For real this time, my next playthrough will probably be started within a few days, so keep an eye out for that. And leave a like if you enjoyed this series. I'm Thundershot, and I'm out. Peace, guys.